Hey everybody, today I'm inside the new 2022 Lexus NX. This particular model is the hybrid model, so you can see we have a power flow gauge right there. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the new Lexus infotainment system. This is an entirely new software package. It's not based on Lexus N form at all. And this is the software that we're going to see in all new Lexus vehicles going forward. Now, Lexus has not said whether the current lineup is going to get retrofitted with this software or whether we're going to have to wait till redesigns, but I would suspect we may have to wait till a vehicle redesign because this software is all encompassing as far as vehicle features, settings, controls, etc. This software is very similar to what we see in the Toyota Tundra, and the screen is essentially the same size as that Tundra screen as well. In this model, it's the optional 14-inch screen. There's also a 9.8-inch touchscreen LCD that is standard in the NX. The software is basically the same, but there are a few option packages that are a little bit different. And that's one of the first things that we should talk about is navigation here. Navigation is fully connected now. You'll notice it's pretty swift. The mapping interface is being delivered by Google's data set, but Toyota is the one manipulating the data and creating the maps. The benefit here is that Lexus and Toyota control the look and the feel of the software, but we get the most accurate and most current traffic data, for instance, from Google. And of course, the Google Point of Interest database as well, along with Lexus voice commands. And the system can be activated with natural voice commands. For instance, "Hey Lexus, find me a Starbucks."
I found 15 results. The first is Starbucks at Tom Darlington Drive.
And now we have a list there and we can select from the Starbucks. We also have active data from Google provided through the system and of course Lexus themselves, so you can see when it's open, what the rating is. If I click on this particular option, it will show me a route there. I can call it, I can share the directions, I can save it, I can get alternate routes, I can see the price, average rating right down there as well. Now, because all of this data is live, if the vehicle is offline, it's not going to have access to those online points of interest, and it's only going to have the map stored around the route that you've either programmed in the vehicle or a certain radius around the vehicle when it was last connected to the internet. You should also know that this is going to require a subscription service. So 3 years are included free with the big screen in this vehicle. It's available but not standard with the 9.8-inch screen. That's going to require a $16 a month subscription fee. And we see something very similar in the less expensive vehicles in the Toyota lineup. Apparently they're going to come with an approximately 1-year subscription or possibly no subscription depending on the vehicle, but it can be added at any time in any one of those vehicles. It also supports wireless music streaming, which is kind of a nice touch. For instance, we have Apple Music integrated into the vehicle. This is not being driven by my smartphone. Apple Music is actually native to the system. If I click under sources, you'll notice that in addition to that, we also have Amazon Music. So you can pick your poison as far as your streaming music service goes. We of course have radio right there. If I click the radio button, then we find AM, FM, and of course Sirius XM radio there as well. There's a Bluetooth phone interface just as you'd expect. Of course, I have CarPlay connected, so let's take a look at that right now. CarPlay is connected either wired or wirelessly, your choice, and it's only going to occupy the top portion of the screen. The rest of the screen is reserved for system functions. You'll really notice the high resolution display if you're in one of the mapping interfaces that provides satellite imagery. It's also nice and quick and snappy, and the glass is laminated really close to the display, so that helps eliminate some of the glare that you find in other touchscreens that are available out there. One odd touch, however, none of the captive buttons down there at the bottom are a home button that gets you back to this main menu. So if you're in CarPlay, you do have to get out of whatever app you're using, hit the Lexus option, and then we're back here into this interface. Although you always have access to features like your climate control. I can pull that up, get an S-Flow right there, direct air to occupied seats. There were a number of other options in a demo version of this, so definitely there are a lot of features that Lexus has in their minds that are just not available in this particular vehicle. We also have some frequently used options right there under that little menu. The rest is simply climate control, and then below that more climate control, and then we have these little physical knobs that are right on top of the screen with portions of the screen right there in the middle. Clicking onto the car option, this is where we find things like seat controls. In this vehicle we do have power folding second row seat, so I can hit that button right there to power fold the seat or fold the seat back up as well. Driving assist is where we find active driving assist features that can be enabled or disabled in the vehicle. Your typical trip computer readouts right there. It shows things like your trip fuel economy, etc. That energy flow screen we saw before, an all-wheel drive screen where you can see where the power is flowing. Tire pressure monitoring in the vehicle, and of course vehicle alerts. There are no vehicle alerts right now. Under settings, this is where we can save driver profiles. This allows the driver to save a wide variety of different settings, not just your seat and your steering wheel, but also your climate control, your radio, etc. Personal info, Bluetooth devices, they're pretty self-explanatory. Wi-Fi as well. Navigation here, these are options where we can change the way the navigation system is going to work, whether you want to see that traffic incidents, show speed limits, etc., show favorites, nearby parking. We have route options there where we can adjust all that. Under vehicle customization, we have the ability to change the heads-up display functionality. You can also do that inside the heads-up display, so it's nice that we have multiple options there. You can change the look of the meter. So for instance, if we want meter type 1, meter type 2, or meter type 3, you can change the look and feel there. You can change the tachometer view, auto switching, a hybrid meter in this vehicle, EV indicator, etc. Lots of different customization options, including cabin illumination. There are different themes available. You can see all the different colors there. The system is very easy and very intuitive to use. It's also very snappy, which I love. Going through all the options, you can see there's a ton of customization available in this vehicle. Steering switch probably requires a bit of explanation, left side and right side. This vehicle has an option of a touch-sensitive control pad on each side of the steering wheel. You'll get this if you get the heads-up display in the NX. Obviously, that's going to change in different Lexus models in the future. We have a few climate control options here. For instance, auto seat temperature. You can adjust how you want that to happen there. Operation time for the steering wheel, for instance, there. You can change it up and down. As a fully integrated system, things like the 360-degree camera system are also integrated into this display, so we get a wraparound virtual view of what's around the car there when we press that button. If I turn it off, it goes back to the main display. If I hit the parking assist button, this is where we get the automated parking assistance. You can do turn-ins, back-ins to the parking right there, parallel parking, perpendicular parking, and remote parking using your smartphone app as well. If I hit the cancel button over there, it just goes back to this 360-degree view. Over here under settings, we even have the ability to adjust the way the remote parking system works. So for instance, the speed profile, if I want the vehicle to park itself quickly or slowly, the range there, near or far. I can also adjust the default parking method, whether that's going to be parallel or perpendicular depending on your situation. Also exiting views, parking views, things like that. All of that's adjustable with the system. And another really cool touch here is this rear accessory setting. If I have something on the back of the vehicle, for instance, a hitch or something that's hanging on there like a bike rack or anything like that, that's up to 40 centimeters, I can have that included in the calculation for the rear parking assistance. And you can adjust the vehicle's position if you're backing into, say, a tight parking spot. You can have it go a little bit closer there or a little bit further away from the back end of that parking spot. Thanks for watching my quick look around the new infotainment system in the 2022 Lexus NX. This is going to be found not just in the new NX, but also other Lexus models going forward. And it's combined with a few interesting features that are hardware-based in the vehicle. So for instance, this now has 2 Bluetooth receivers, so you can pair 2 smartphones with the vehicle if you have a work phone and a personal phone, for instance. And it's going to be very interactive with the vehicle's LCD instrument cluster and the vehicle's heads-up display as well. Now, there are a few things you should know. There does appear to be a little bit of a bug with CarPlay's music interface. It doesn't seem to play properly all the time with the vehicle, especially when the phone is operating in wireless mode. If it's wired with the cord right there, it seems to be a little bit better. Hopefully that's going to be fixed by the time this vehicle goes on sale a little bit later this year, but it is something that you should keep in mind if you do experience that when you get your hands on a brand new Lexus NX. In addition, keep in mind that if you get the smaller screen, you're not going to get the fancier connected navigation system standard. That's going to cost you $16 a month, and it's going to come with a few other features. It's not just navigation for $16. It's bundled into a package from Lexus. For more details, you'll be able to find those on the Lexus website. If you haven't already done so, be sure and hit that subscribe button down there at the bottom of your screen. Of course, turn on notifications and check out all the videos of the new 2022 Lexus NX and the NX 450 Hybrid.